Oh dear, well I bet they weren't planning on this. Let's begin. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but over the last few years, it seems like shops as a whole have just tried to force us over to the card or contactless way of paying rather than paying by cash. Often it seems by closing checkouts or making some self-serve card only. Therefore, slowly it seems phasing out cash as a form of payment, which in this occasion has actually bit them in the bum because an error has happened. And unfortunately for them, it just goes to prove that cash will always be king. Or in my opinion, should always be a form of payment whether you pay contactless like I do, or you just want to carry a good wad of cash in your pocket, which unfortunately in this day and age, I don't know, buy you a pint of milk if you're lucky. But anyway, the article says that two of the UK's biggest supermarket chains, Tesco and Sainsbury's, have been hit by technical issues, leaving scores of customers without their shopping. So what's been going on then? Well, apparently Sainsbury's customers were unable to make contactless payments due to an error with an overnight software update, and the firm was not able to fulfill the vast majority of online orders. Meanwhile, of course, Tesco's had to cancel some online orders that were due for delivery, and unfortunately, it's not just the online bit either. It's actually happened to the shops themselves, thereby inconveniencing loads of customers in the process, because let's face it, if a lot of their tills are now card or contactless only, that's going to leave a very small amount for loads of customers to actually get through if they are able to pay by cash, because let's face it, not everybody in this day and age actually carries cash, do they? But anyway, don't worry, because both chains have apparently apologised to customers and said that we're working to solve the issues. Well, that just fills me full of so much hope, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know about you, but I would be pretty annoyed if I went around the shop before this happened and was doing my weekly shop, which, could take about a half hour or so, maybe 45 minutes, and just before I paid, this error happened. Therefore, I could no longer pay for my shop, and I would be pretty annoyed wasting all that time. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm guessing that goes for quite a lot of people out there. So let's face it, a little bit of compensation or some free club card points or whatever could go a long way to helping customers feel a little bit better after this issue, eh? Sainsbury's, though, they said in a statement, "Due to an error with our overnight software update, we are experiencing issues with contactless payments. Unfortunately, this also means that we will not be able to deliver the vast majority of today's grocery online orders, and we are currently unable to contact customers directly, but we will contact them as soon as we can to rebook orders." Well, can you just imagine if you really needed your shop, you booked it in online for a delivery slot, which, depending on the shop, could be a 3 or 4 hour window, although maybe shorter in a lot of cases, and therefore you obviously would then make sure that someone is at home within that time. But if you have to rearrange, you've then got to do all that again, haven't you? Especially if you're then working the next day. I mean, it's just going to cause an absolute nightmare for a load of people. I mean, I don't know about you, but it just might make me go to another shop, possibly Asda, don't know about you though. In an email to customers though, CEO Simon Roberts apologised for the difficulties and assured them that no payments were taken for any of the affected online orders. Listen to this, because he also added that we'll automatically put in a voucher in your online wallet in the next few days to apologise for the inconvenience of not getting your order. Well, that is actually something, and I'm really glad they've done that, because let's face it, that has inconvenienced a lot of people. It just makes me wonder just how much that voucher is. Hopefully it's more than a quid or two, eh? One customer, she said she was meant to have a very important order delivered between 8 and 9 AM, which did not happen, and Yvonne, 56 from Reading area, said, "The main issue I have with this is the poor communication from Sainsbury's to its customers. It was obvious something was wrong at 7 AM, as they had not sent receipts normally. Couldn't get through to anyone about my 8 to 9 AM delivery, and no statement was made until 8:30 AM, and only seemed actually to be on social media, which, let's face it, not all customers have." Well, I actually think that is really bad. They should have emailed customers much sooner, in my opinion. And Argos, though, they didn't escape, because let's face it, they're now owned by Sainsbury's, aren't they? They have apparently also been affected by a software update, meaning that some customers, according to this, may have had some issues ordering new items or collecting orders in store. Well, isn't that just make a load more people all happy, eh? The good news is, though, this apparently hasn't affected Tesco too badly, because it says here that only a small portion of Tesco orders due for delivery on Saturday were impacted, it is understood, and Tesco's customers received an email if the order was disrupted. Well, I think Sainsbury's should have really took a leaf out of that book sooner, much rather than later, eh? And if it was cancelled, they were not charged. and in-store shop and placing orders on the app and website were not believed to have been affected, which obviously in this case is basically one up on Sainsbury's, because if the article's anything to go by, Sainsbury's couldn't actually do contactless, which, let's face it, as I said earlier, all shops just seem to love to push nowadays, don't they? Which I'm guessing is for the customer convenience, but in this case, it was an inconvenience. Tesco's, though, they even said that we are working on a technical issue, which has meant that we had to cancel some online orders that were due for delivery today. And wait for it, because they also say, we are sorry for the inconvenience. Well, hang on a minute. If you're sorry, how about copying Sainsbury's there and actually give your customers a voucher, because according to this, they haven't actually done that. So hang on a minute, let's face it, it seems like something one has done better, the other has done worse, and vice versa. It just really goes to prove, doesn't it, that supermarkets, if anything, really do need to create more tills with actual people sitting on them. So if something like this does happen, it'll be less of an inconvenience for customers, so they can get served much more quicker. The thing is, though, it does make me wonder, if the store was unable to process contactless payments or whatever, does that mean that the ATMs were even available to withdraw cash? Because if it wasn't, then let's face it, both of the supermarkets are a bit screwed, aren't they? Especially if, as they see a lot more customers go their way, eh?